Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Mojo here. Please like, comment, subscribe. I really, still to this day, despise those dang kids. I don't like them. I never liked them. The only person who I partially tolerated because I felt bad for him and felt like he was the only one really there for Annalise was Wes. A runner-up is Michaela because she's smart. But that's it. And these children prove me right each and every time why I don't like them. This is How to Get Away with Murder, and we're just going to talk about what matters most. Annalise, she's back at home, and she's on house arrest. She's on house arrest. Her mom is there. Remember, her mom still is battling dementia, so we show her love and respect there. This episode, some stuff went down. I mean, some truths went out. From her mother going and visiting Nathaniel to try and get him to see the light and to support Annalise and to remind him that, hey, Annalise did a lot for you. So for you to go and now try to flip the script on her, the level of disrespect and lack of loyalty is disgusting. Not only is it disgusting, she thought she were a better man, but she was wrong. And we find out how wrong she was. I felt bad when Annalise came home and her mother wasn't there, because Tegan was so excited to babysit. You know Tegan loves Annalise. But that's a whole nother story for another day. Even though Annalise and Tegan are now working together because Annalise is fighting a lot of people. She's going to need as much support as possible. This episode, and I am so thankful that we didn't do this whole who killed Asher. We don't have that many episodes left. We can't dedicate everything to who killed Asher. So I'm glad that they cleared that up in this episode. This episode, we kept seeing more so when it came to Asher's sister, his annoying sister, who basically discarded him when Asher gave up his father. And then now she's trying to do I feel like she feels super guilty. She feels super guilty. And because she feels super guilty because she was the one who kept antagonizing him to go and do this in the first place, now she has to go after everyone else who didn't do anything. It's not their fault that Asher's family's trash. They are. Basuda, they trash. Now, the thing is that we see that Asher called his sister. She was having a good old time, so she wasn't going to make it in time. What ends up happening instead is that Asher makes another call. And we saw that Gabe saw presumably who the killer was. At first he thought it was Laurel. So he went to the FBI. He was going to tell the FBI that he thought it was Laurel. But then as soon as, thankfully, nosy Gabe looked close enough and noticed something specific. And noticed the type of ear-piercing situation this person had. So when he went to go and tell the FBI that he thought it was Laurel Castile, we find out no. It's actually the female FBI agent who was working with the Castile family to try and go and screw over Annalise. I'm thinking, who's ever thought to go and include this in the main storyline? I know it's a bunch of people, but I hate it. I hate it. Because of this one family, even though Asher gets on my nerves, Asher's dead. Wes, that's more than enough. That's more than enough. This family's trash. And clearly what we saw was more so just like a dream thing. Because unless Wes is going to come out in the fifth hour and be alive, then this realistically was just to go and mess with us and to get us excited for the rest of the season. Now, but we always keep hope alive. Now, aside from that foolishness, because I just carteled that, we have the kids. Annalise wants to talk to the kids. She wants to speak to the kids because Annalise gets shown all the charges brought up against her. From the Sinclairs to the... I didn't see the Denver in there, but Denver should have been in there. If we're just going to blame her for everything. For the Rebeccas, for the Sam... Annalise didn't kill anyone. She's never actually killed anyone. She is guilty by association because she helped cover up all the deaths. And so these kids who I thought, oh, they were maybe going to work with Annalise and this was just a ploy. No, they really were trying to sell her to the river. And so then when they went over to her house, because she asked for them to come over, she knew that they were guilty. And they tried to make it seem like, oh, you left us. Oh, did you kill Connor? Oh, tragic, tragic, tragic. I'm just glad that Annalise at least told Michaela, your father was one who sold me out to the feds, gave them my location. Obviously, because her father was the one who helped you out in the first place, but she didn't know that because she didn't know the deal that you had with him. But now she does. So now, Michaela hopefully realizes, even though I really can't trust anyone, at least Annalise in her weird demented way was kind of there for me. Not kind of, she was. I mean, y'all killed her husband. Sam was trash, but you guys still killed him, and she helped you get away with it. And this is how you repay her. I'm just glad next week it looks like the kids are going to come to their senses and realize it's better to work with Annalise than work against her. Even though all of us could have thought that. Now, remember when we were like, dang, Annalise is just leaving? No, she actually went back for Bonnie, and I really respected that. I said, oop, Frank. She's never going to forgive you for what you did. Never. And, but Bonnie was gone. So that's why Annalise thought, oh, did you kill Asher? But no, it wasn't Bonnie. Bonnie really did love Asher. Like, even when she realized, oh, he's a mole and he's trying, she still didn't do anything to him. That shows how much she loved Asher and also regretted Ron being killed. Dang. That is messed up. They really killed it. I'm glad that everyone keeps guilt tripping Nate, though, because Nate, on his high horse, committed murder. He strangled someone. Do you know how much hate in your heart you have to have for someone to strangle them? Strangle. That's even worse than stabbing. To put and apply pressure to the point. Now I understand that Nate actually was beating him up and all that, but you know what I'm saying. This wasn't just a, oh, I quick shoot you and you're done. No, Nate lost his mind. Now, Bonnie was the one who finished it off. I do remember. But, Nate. Who would have thought he, That's all I have to say about him. What else actually happened this episode? The relationship between Tegan. That was the funniest thing. When Annalise called Tegan at 3 a.m. It's like, oh, you asleep? I'm not now, so what's up? As well as when they were in talking in the judge's chambers and they were the prosecutor's chambers, and when Annalise was doing her usual rattle off, talking about the law and how, well, if you do this is against the law because of that, and not allowing me to have the full information and trying to go for me for this, and she said, do I need for you to speak to one of my students so they can teach you a thing? I said, oh, Annalise, calm down a little bit. We don't want you locked away. We don't want you locked away, but we understand. Now, look, this is the quarantine look. This is what you're going to get. What else happened that actually mattered? Oh, yeah, I loved the talk that Annalise had with her mom. There were multiple. One of them Annalise essentially kind of came out to her mom about Eve, because her mom really just thought Eve was a close college friend, someone good, someone that Annalise could trust. No, that was also Annalise's girlfriend. So that was, her mom's like, huh? So then that's why she was really upset with Nate. And then she realized, oh, maybe it wasn't Nate. Maybe it was your stepfather, because your stepfather molested you. And of course, Annalise's mother still has the guilt from that happening in the first place. Oof. And she was like, I definitely heard of people who, after something like that happened, then they just oppose the opposite sex and all that. And even though that's 100% can be true, there's just been a lot going on in Annalise's life, and the person who treated her the best happened to be a woman. So there are a lot of layers there, but that wasn't the only issue. Annalise's mom just always questioned, was she a good mom? Did she give Annalise enough? And look, the world is cold. I'm sure Annalise will be more adjusted if she wasn't molested, but the world is still going to be cold. Annalise was a strong, opinionated, dark-skinned black woman. The world with no European features in sight. The world was going to attempt to chew her up and spit her out. So, there's that. Now, just roll call. I still despise all the kids, and I have to keep reminding myself, because Asher's sister went to go and see Gabe. Because Asher's sister knows that Asher was talking to, Gabe. We also saw how Gabe got the money. Gabe wasn't supposed to actually keep the check. He was supposed to just use it as collateral because Asher needed Gabe's phone. It is odd that the FBI wasn't knocking down on Gabe's door, but I guess they felt like they didn't need him right now since they have the kids. I'm looking at Gabe like, are you done? The FBI was willing to put a terrorist charge on you, and yet you go to all these kids are so scared that it's making them dumber than they've ever been in their entire lives. And I'm disgusted. I'm over it. I'm just happy that at least people understand that Annalise did not kill anyone, including Asher. None of her people killed anyone, including Asher. So now's the time, you little brats, to go and help Annalise. You have one job. There's a lot of details that I left out because I don't care. These are the top points. The Castiles killed Asher. They're trying to frame Annalise for it. The kids finally know it. So Annalise should be getting help from them. And most importantly, you can't trust the feds on this one. Okay? Because at least they've either been infiltrated or all of them are trash. In this case. So yeah, that's it. The show's almost over. I loved Annalise's hair. I loved it. Was full. It was thick. I said, Annalise could have been rocking this hairstyle if she really wanted to. She looks great with it. She looks great. Of course, it's her natural look. So why wouldn't she look great with it? Okay. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out my reaction videos. Those are fun. Like I said, I know I left out a lot. If you want to leave a comment below, just discussing some hypotheticals, why not?